What up, Spirit family? It's so good to see you. It's so good to be here. And the song that came right before I got in here in this moment was I feel it in my bones, you're about to move. I feel it in the wind, you're about to ride in. You said that you would pour your spirit out. You said that you would fall on sons and daughters, so come. Whew. So that is the intro, and I recorded that on a short. So if you want to hear more of that in a 1-minute version, you can click on the short. I'll do my best to remember to link it. And man, we give thanks for this good life that we're living. We give thanks for everything that we went through, even the heartbreak, to prepare us to be here now, because we do know that it was all just ingredients. Once you've submitted your life to the Creator to be used for the collective good and the collective rising and the collective illumination of this realm, we know that it's all just ingredients to Him. Once the glory, like it's the elixir of heaven that just transforms everything into things that were tragic heartbreak before, and it's a miraculous way that it doesn't make sense in our earthly brains. It doesn't. It's like, how could you ever make something good come out of this? And I still don't know quite how He does it. That's the beauty of the miracle. It's kind of like how we can point to like all of the steps of how a child is like birthed, and yet what I mean is like from a child that is from conception to the splitting of the cells, like we can point to see, we're like able to watch it happen and describe how it happens, and yet there's still that miraculous energy, the miraculous spirit, the elixir of life that causes it to do that. It's the catalyst that sets things in motion. I'm just gonna flow with what this vibe is that's coming through right now. So what I'm hearing is like, wow, there was a cat 222 as I looked up. There's a catalyst that's being set off in your life. There's a catalyst that's being set off in your life, and it's going to be a supernatural. It's going to be supernatural. It's going to be like, what I mean is it's that mystery, spiritual, like divine, miraculous way that sets things in motion. We're going to all observe it. You're going to observe it. You're going to live through it. And it's going to be observed by others and by yourself. And yet it's going to be like, but the catalyst, everything's the underlying energy that causes it to go into motion and be so. It's the miraculous goodness, good intention of the Most High. And we as the vessels of this realm get to be the release points of that. We get to be the release point of that spirit, like, and so therefore it's continuing to be the catalyst and set things in motion like a ripple effect. Justice is being served. So what I'm hearing is like through this, like so okay. You know, it says scripturally that when the thief is caught, repayment must happen. Wow. Okay. We also know that through prayer and through we also know, okay, how do I put this all into words? Lord help me. Okay, so let me start at the beginning. When the thief is caught, there must be repayment. It's a universal law. And this echoes like a ripple effect through time. So imagine that time is a sphere, and imagine, like, look at it like it's water, and imagine that the catalyst of the supernatural like happens, and then it like ripple effects, and then it does that through time, and that's what makes the miracles crazy, because it's like somehow it can even go, it will like the illumination illuminates the whole sphere. The purification purifies the whole sphere. So if time is in this spherical bubble, it impacts impacts everything. And that's the part that's like wild. Like it's the part that just, it doesn't make logical sense according to our cultural understanding and how we embrace time. But we have to just have that knowledge and that knowing that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose, which that's, you know, that's all of us. If you're here, that's you, because you know, you wouldn't have been guided to my channel if that wasn't you. I can promise you that. And you wouldn't still be here, you know, this many minutes in if it wasn't you. Okay, so wow, whoa. Okay. Wow, oh my gosh, this is heavy. Okay, I'm having so many. Okay, let me start at the beginning. So that catalyst that's happening is going to set off this ripple effect of everything being made right. Oh, and this was the other part that I was hearing is and by the way, this is an experience that is being played out in our realm until it is finished, you know. Whew. Which, by the way, Yeshua was the one that saw that it was finished. So it's like there is a reality that can be tapped into of the it is finishedness of this truth. But what I was saying about the enemy being that it's when the thief is caught, there must be repayment. Like, so spiritually, things that have been robbed from the collective spiritually through lineage. It might not even be in your lifetime. It might have been from the ones before you. Or it might have been in your lifetime. That's why healing is so important, though, because healing your vessel, tuning your vessel, getting all of your chakras like healthy and whole and healed, and being aware of them and how they like, because they inform you. They'll inform you of your journey. They'll inform you of where you're at in the healing journey. But what I was about to say about the enemy, it's such a brilliant plan. So the creator creates this realm. The enemy thought, according to Genesis, that like he's like, oh good, I was gonna be God, so now this is gonna be my kingdom. Like that's what I wanted. Like it's this ego, like selfish, greedy spirit. Okay, it's like that kind of spirit. And we see it still. Do we not see it all over the place? Okay. And by the way, don't feed into the ones that you're like, if it's a rumor, if rumor has it that somebody's like that, but you haven't seen it yourself, then don't feed into that thought too much, because you don't know if it's accurate. There's a lot of tricks that can happen with technology these days. Things can be tricky. Photoshop, video, you know, like fake video, you know, screens and stuff. So don't believe everything that you see and that you hear as if it's for sure truth and fact. I'm just noticing a crow landing up here on this building, so there's that. In 818 as I looked back. So this brilliant plan that the creator had, where it was like so this greedy essence was like, oh, I'm gonna have this realm, this is gonna be my kingdom. And then out of the dust of this realm, out of the dust of the earth, the creator breathed life into us beings. And those of us that chose to come here, light workers, chose to come here. And this was like, this is justice being played out. Because the creator is fair. The creator is not a dictator. The creator is fair and whole and just. So then it's like, okay, I'm gonna create this realm. I'm gonna have my creation also in this realm and let them choose via their free will how this goes. And then through the creator's righteousness and justice, there are just some universal principles. Like, I'm gonna back you up if you want it, and if you choose it, and if you call on me, I will show up for you. And what are some of the other creators? When you get stolen from, guess what? There's going to be a repayment with interest. Repayment with interest, spiritually and in all the other ways. So it's like the creator set up an automatic failure the creator is allowing evil to hang itself with its own rope, because the creator knows that the light workers cannot be taken out, because and I'm talking over all the generations, like, not talking about just one, I'm talking about the collectively, the fire that we carry is inextinguishable. So yeah, we all went through a lot of shit, but like, it's inextinguishable, and the torch continues passing on. And what the greedy, ego driven, like trying to like enslave people, that kind of spirit, that kind of whatever, that kind of intention, every time it does what it does, ultimately it's putting itself into debt further for the universal law that the thief must repay. Like, it's going to come out of that bank. And like, therefore, you can imagine it kind of like, if the light continues being, if, how do I say this? How do I explain that part? If every time there's a robbery, our light is eventually, maybe not right at first, but eventually it becomes stronger in that repayment moment. This is a hard, I'm trying to put it into like an analogy, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's really working, but we're going to keep going. But imagine like it causes our fire to burn brighter, because it's like, oh, that storm actually just like picked up, and now I'm my own fire tornado. Like, you are the whirlwind and you're in the whirlwind. Like, you tried to put my fire out with your storm, but it actually just made my fire stronger, hotter, and like, that's that repayment. So, okay, so let's get into these cards that came out. So the very first card. So anyway, ultimately, like I said, look at the brilliant justice of the creator. The end of the story is that the righteous fire, the essence of life, that good, noble plumb line, is the one that of healthy law, like not lawlessness, but not overbearing law either, like healthy, kind of like in the book of Micah, where it was like, do justice, love God, like love justice, and just that living a quiet, healthy, balanced, righteous, noble life. Like, that is the thing. That's like the key as in this musical sound of the creator's essence, and what that shalom, peace, nothing missing, nothing broken, is meant for us. And so, it's funny how I'm seeing it right now. Like, so the enemy thinks he's gonna take in order to rule this kingdom, but really it's already written into the universal law that once it's addressed, once it's highlighted, once we see it, once we call it out and be like, that is not okay, that is robbery, you robbed me. Like, half the time we're consenting to being robbed to, because we don't have the knowledge and the revelation to know. That's why it says prophesy according to your revelation. Like, you have to know who you are, whose you are, what's okay, what's not okay. And by the way, you won't always find that in religion. There's a lot of narcissism hidden in religion. It camouflages in there very well. So you've got to know the spirit for yourself. Otherwise, you might just as well get caught up being objectified and taken advantage of in that school of thought. And that's not God. It's just that they've used God as the dangling carrot to draw people in, and then they box you in, thinking that, and kind of like projecting this fear, or like that it's not quite about you, and it's not quite finished, and it's not quite done, and it's not quite this and that, And like I said, I have full grace for the church, because maybe it wasn't the dispensation for this revelation to come through. I don't know, but it is now. So here we are. Let's get into it. And so, as the enemy, as that toxic, like self-serving intention runs rampant, really what it does is it's just adding like links to its own chain. Or no, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe taking away links of its own chain and like making its own rope that it's on shorter and shorter and shorter as it goes, because it's like every time that essence of thievery is itself, it must now repay. And therefore that debt that is, and guess what, that debt is not covered by the King of Glory, because they disassociated with the King of Glory. They disassociated with the righteousness of God. They said they didn't want any part of that. They wanted something different. So it's like, okay, you're gonna get what you asked for, which is complete and utter darkness and separation from the light. And then the rest of us that carry that unextinguishable light are going to remain in this realm and cause it to be what everything it was supposed to be, glorified. Woo! Okay, so these are the cards that came out. Mother wound, which is so interesting. What I'm seeing with this right now, and you can obviously listen to your own intuition and listen to the spirit about what this is for you, but what I'm hearing in terms of this messaging is like this catalyst that I talked about in the beginning is healing this line of mother wounds that, you know, didn't just start with your mom. It started with their mom and her mom and her mom and her mom. And like there was this perpetuating of mother wounds, and it was culturally set off, culturally perpetuated by the way that women were not honored. Ooh. By the way, I don't consider myself like a feminist. Like that's not supposed to be the thing. It's supposed to be about mutual value. And I know that feminism is actually like just putting women in a proper place of honor and respect, like that where they should be. But the fact that it's called feminism, a lot of women miss it and then they take it too far. And now you're just doing what men did to women, and you just took it too far, disrespecting and demasculating, is that the word, men, you know? It's like, or emasculating, what's that word? Point is, that's not what it is. It's not like, oh, now it's our turn to be the boss and like rule over you. Like it's supposed to be this beautiful like give and take union between men and women to create a very healthy whole. But let's just acknowledge it for what it is, that's not how it's been. And then what I feel like has happened is the pendulum has gone too far the other direction, and now men are like, cool, you want to do it, I'm, you know, then like you do all the things. And it's like, okay, so now we're gonna like make the babies, grow the babies, birth the babies, feed the babies, take care of the babies, and like be the men, be the, you know, all this and this and this and this and this. And by the way, you see me, like I'm a business person, I love all of it, but there has to be some like holding of space for the different seasons that women go through, while also not oppressing them that we go through it, you know? Okay, so the mother wound, that's this catalyst that's happening is gonna create, and we just speak it and we say it is so. Right now, we declare and we say that in accordance with the highest timeline, the highest intention of the good shepherd, of the creator that has good intentions for the highest good of the cosmos, we speak healing to the mother wound in every lineage of every person that's under the sound of my voice. And we speak shalom peace of the nothing missing, nothing broken. And we visualize the ripple effect of this like happening here in this moment, and rippling effect, rippling out through time in the mother wound of every lineage that's represented here and beyond. So by the way, send this to anybody that comes to mind right now, because this needs to be spoken over their life too. Okay. So divine timing. Well, I guess that answers my question from earlier. Maybe this is the time that the dispensation of this revelation is supposed to come, and it's now and it's here. And so yay, let's do this. And it's divine timing. This catalyst is going to set off in your life in divine timing. And just like how a seed is planted under the ground and it bears roots like under, you know, you don't see anything happening for a while, and then it will finally come through the ground. So it might feel like that. And you might not notice that the seed has been planted, but just trust and know that it is bearing fruit, and it will grow, and it will it'll grow and do whatever it was intended to do, because justice is being served. The shift is happening. Trust the divine and follow your path. Wow. Now let's go back to that song that was brought to me right before I turned this on. I feel it in my bones, you're about to move. I feel it in the wind, you're about to ride in. You said that you would pour your spirit out. You said that you would fall on sons and daughters. So like the rain, come drench us in love and let your glory rush in like a flood. Oh my gosh, that's so meaningful. And we are fixed on this one thing, to know your goodness and see your glory. Yeah, we're transformed by this one thing, to know your presence, see your beauty. This is gonna get really high, but I love this part. So come and blow on through, Spirit move, we're ready for you. So come and blow on through, and come and do what only you can do. So come and blow on through, your Spirit move, we're ready for you to come and blow on through, and come and do what only you can do. Wow. So there's the message. Be blessed, be well, be free.